How long have you lived and worked in the Germantown area?
We moved here in 1979, and so I'm not good at math. Can you do the math for me?
So you've been here for about 33 years, I would say. Would you like to explain your role in the community? What you play as a part of the Germantown community?
Well, mainly I'm a business owner. I sell pizzas, but I started a Facebook page about history, and it ended up being almost like a bulletin board for all kinds of info that's important for the neighborhood. I think I accidentally turned into a leader, or someone that people go to for answers and help. And I've just kind of taken it in stride and helped organize fundraisers to help people. Try to get our neighbors involved in the same thing, helping each other, cleaning up the neighborhood, stopping crime, just all kinds of things like that. I guess a historian too, because that's what I really enjoy, looking at all the old pictures and letting older people chime in and tell us stories and how it used to be, things like that.
I know we have also enjoyed looking at the older pictures and incorporating that into our video. As a resident and business owner and Snoozeburg's #1 citizen for 2011, have you noticed any service needs, particularly in this community?
One of the things that I've always been interested in is that we don't have anything for our use in our neighborhood. Really, the only thing is Germantown baseball. It's only seasonal, and not everybody's into that sport. I've always felt like we needed like a community center, and that's something I've always wanted to help get going. But there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and it costs a lot of money. But I think it could happen, and I think the neighbors are willing to help if we get it rolling eventually. Just the young people around here, if they don't stay busy doing something productive, they seem to, some of them get involved in drugs and crime. And it's something that I would like to see taken care of in the future.
What types of jobs and careers seem to be most common in the Germantown area?
I think there's a lot of, I don't know what you call it, blue collar or service industries. Probably a lot of bartenders, waitresses, electricians, painters, manual labor workers. But there's also been a lot of, I guess you would call them young professionals moving to the neighborhood too, because it seems like a good investment, buying a smaller house, keeping the bills down. You're real close to everything that you need. I'm not sure if I finished that all the way.
That's okay. I know you talked about that there's no really place for the youth to go, but how easy it is to access gyms and parks and centers in the community for both children and their moms and dads.
Right now, we don't really have a park in our neighborhood at all. There's a small park called Manager Park, but it's really just it's smaller than somebody's front yard. It's got a couple benches, but a lot of the parks around us are like George Rogers Park, and there used to be Lincoln Park and Preston Park, but they put a school over there, so we kind of lost those. So I'm thinking basically we just have George Rogers Park, it seemed like when I was growing up, we all went up there and everything was fine, but I guess troublemakers went up there, and I guess Metro Parks got sick of replacing basketball rims and this and that, so they took some of the things away from the park. That's probably the only park here. We don't have any centers. And, two of our main schools in the neighborhood, St. Elizabeth and Armada Sorrows, have closed down, so there's not a lot of youth activities in there, except maybe if people started going to St. Stephen's, which is a little out of our neighborhood. That's probably the closest youth activity place to us, besides Germantown baseball.
How do you envision Germantown in 10 years from now and from 20 years from now?
I think if we keep coming together and helping each other, I think we'll raise money and have a youth center. It's probably a realistic thing. 10 years. I'd like to do it before then, but I see us with the youth center and people being more active, people taking care of their properties more, property values going up. Maybe more small businesses succeeding. I think a lot of people around here like small businesses and try to stay away from the chains as much as they can. So I think a lot of us want Goss Avenue to be almost like a main street where there's different shops for anything you would need, little groceries, family on this and that. I think that's a real possibility.
Well, I'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you.
Cool. So holy cow,
was-
we'll be able to pull all that off.
I said just shut up, but I didn't mean like
What was
everybody
that
to
one?
shut up and do what I say, but
How long have you
it kind of might have read that way.
Yeah.
And I woke up the next morning and I was everybody was too mad.
Yeah. I know, especially because you're really trying to do something for us and bring us together. That's why it always bugs me.
Can we get it, please?
How am I going to wear this? Where can you get happy ending?
Don't do that. We might get in trouble for that. Where do you guys
Go to exercise.
exercise?
Just let me know when you want me to transfer.
Oh, they might think that is nasty too.
We're not that
Yeah.
grow up though.
They are kind of,
So what kind of exercise do you do and where do you do it at?
and
Yeah.
since they're teacup,
There's no gyms around.
their biggest.
Yeah, for physical activity, you'll find some answers.
Yeah. I guess you could say fitness.
There you go.
Well, I don't know, every word I say sounds nasty now.
They're like $1,000 and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask about,
Basically, when I was on Clark's Lane, I wanted some more space, and the landlord, it wasn't working out with him. I mean, he wasn't keeping up the building. Eventually, when he came to me, he wanted $1,400 a month, and I could have got anywhere that I wanted for that kind of price. So I started hunting around, and had some good offers, Antique Mall, a couple other places on Goss, up Preston. But I overheard my dad, who's been a member here since the 60s, I heard them talking about how this place was really struggling and pretty much getting ready to lose the building. And they were trying to improve things. And I'd been here before. I was like, Dad, don't they have a little kitchen or something? You think I might be able to fit in there? It's interesting. I know it's a nice looking place, and I could have a nice place for my customers to eat, and maybe my rent goes to help them pay their bills around here. And I know that there are internal groups like the Ladies Auxiliary has done a lot forever for the community, but you never hear about it because they're, like most businesses gloat about it or talk like, hey, we're helping this and that.
Yeah.
They never really talk about it. They just do it. They help with scholarships, people that are hungry, people that need to help find jobs or need food, just all kinds of little things. Helping with charities that are already going, like Toys for Tots, and, all those kind. And I was like, man, it kind of matches up with stuff I like doing. And they had just started the Sons of Ambet, so that's how I joined under my father's name. And we're trying to get them to do the same thing. So really, I found a place where we can help each other business-wise. Well, they're non-profit, but they need to, help paying bills, so my rent goes towards that, and I can work with the Ladies Auxiliary and the Veterans and the Sons on doing stuff in the community, which works out pretty good. And every time I've done something, they've been there to help and donate. They bring stuff in, and it just really adds up quickly when there's a lot of people behind you. And this last thing at Christmas, I think I did probably 4 or 5 different things. And one of them was I saw something on the news about them needing clothes for homeless people who are trying to get jobs, but they don't have any clothes and this and that. I mentioned that online and in here, and people were bringing all kinds of stuff. I filled up a big old 4x4 pickup truck and rode it down there, and all kinds of clothes, shoes, purses, nice stuff. And some lady lost her, somebody took her rent money out of her purse, and a lot of people donated to that. We got her a bunch of food and a little cash to help out. Just all kinds of stuff. They're community oriented and mine too, and it just fits.
Yeah. Danny Mac's gonna be our next mayor.
And it's pretty much the guts of it.
Yeah.
It's got some gray areas. Like when I first moved here, one of the, I guess you would call it a competitor or somewhere in the neighborhood, was calling the ABC on us all the time, saying like, they're non-profit, we're for profit, you can't do that, and this and that. And I was just telling them, heck, I've been non-profit for 6 years. It doesn't matter. But there was a little gray area about the public coming in, but we went through with the state AMVETs and talked it out. And really, we're not doing anything wrong because my customers are my guests, and members here are allowed to bring guests. And as long as you sign people in, it's really nothing that anybody can do.
I know. I picked up pizza before, and the door's been open. And are you supposed to be signing
It might
in?
have been an accident.
Oh.
Like somebody brought in some supplies and had it propped open. Really, it's supposed to be closed in.
Okay. I was just wondering.